guys, welcome back to another project life process video. For this video I'm going to be using part of my creative retreat kit that I got for this month, and I will have links in the description box below for y'all in case you want to check it out. Their kits are super cute and I definitely wanted to do a layout featuring it and a process video in case you're watching this from their website, just to give you some ideas of things you can do with this kit, which is just awesome. Basically, I'm kind of just playing around with the placement of my cards to begin with. Once you decide where your photos go, it makes it a lot easier to decide what cards you're going to use. But if you guys follow me on my YouTube regularly and watch my other project life process videos, you know that I changed my mind as I go. So things will definitely be changing, but for now, this is what you're going to get. For this first card, I'm just gluing down a ticket I saved from the football game I went to. I love to save random, ticket stubs and different things to use in my project life because I just feel like it adds like a really personal touch and kind of tells a story. I'm playing with the idea of putting this label there, and I do end up liking how it looks. It's like a gold rose foil label that I had from a Studio Calico add-on from I believe last month or something. And then I'm just centering it because it was a little bit off-centered. And then I had this arrow that I printed off from a class that I took a few months back, and I'm just going to staple that down with a gold staple and my little tiny attacher. So they're like little mini staples and they're super cute. And then this little circle with the hearts is actually from this month's kit. And it's so cute. So I knew I wanted to use that on this card. And then I had these thickers. I forget what they're called, but they're really cute. And I'm just going to use those to spell out ASU, which is the football game I went to. And I'm kind of just playing with the placement of everything because, you know, with project life, sometimes you put things down and then decide you don't necessarily love the way that it looks. But I actually do end up leaving the ASU there on this card. And then after that, I play with the idea of where I'm going to put that circle because I really want it to stand out. And then I had this label that's also from the kit, and it's a really pretty like magenta pink. And it goes perfectly with the hearts inside that circle, so I knew I definitely wanted to add that. So I just grabbed some foam tape to prop up my circle because I knew I wanted to kind of just make it stand out a little bit, and then put that over the label there. And I'm just creating like a little cluster there of like little embellishments, and now I'm just going to add my journaling. I think it's really fun to add journaling so you can tell your story, because I mean, when you look back at your story of project life, you want to be able to remember things that you wouldn't necessarily remember them unless you wrote it down. And plus, I just think it looks pretty. I'm using my American Crafts Slick Writer for this, but I also use a Sharpie fine point a lot of the times as well, and they're really great because they dry super fast and they don't really smudge on slick surfaces. This is a stamp set from the Creative Retreat kit this month, and it's super cute, you guys. I mean, I know you guys are going to see me using these a lot because they're that cute. Right now I'm just using a small font that comes in it, among many other little elements that are super cute, and you guys are definitely gonna want to go check out the website linked below so you guys can see like the whole kit in its glory as well. And then I decided to add some enamel dots, and I'm matching the enamel dots with the color blue I have kind of going throughout this card already, with the letters that I stamped in my Studio Calico ink, and I just kind of sprinkled some enamel dots on that and then called that card done. I try not to overdo it because sometimes I intend on being simple and then I kind of just go overboard with my cards, so yeah. I printed this card out from the printables that you get from this month's kit as well from them, which is really great because you can print as many as you want, so it's awesome. And I cut it down and put it with this label that's also from this month's kit. And I wanted to have like a blue background to it, so that's part of the reason that I cut it down and just added it as a background. I wanted like that extra element of the like blue stripes, and I thought that looked really cute. And it's really simple just to add like little touches to stuff. And I wanted this picture to really stand out because it's part of like the main story of this page, so I didn't want to do too much to this. And that is just from Crate Paper Notes and Things 12 by 12 that has these little sayings. I just cut that out and popped that up on some foam tape, and pretty much simple. And then I decided to add a little enamel heart from some Pink Fresh Studio enamels that I had actually from a previous Take 10 kit that it came with. So I decided to add that, and to me I call that done because I think it just looks so cute like that, and I was able to add like all the colors that I have going on pretty much throughout my layout. This other card I wanted to keep pretty simple, and I intended on using that watercolor card that I had, but it didn't end up going how I wanted it to with this. It wasn't like a basic, it wasn't really 3x4 or like the size it needed to be, so I ended up just kind of scrapping that and deciding to make my own card. And I'm just using that card on the back of it, the 4x6, just to give it some sturdiness. And I decided to pull out my watercolors because you guys know I love my watercolors. And I decided to make my own card because I thought it would be really fun and unique, and that's part of the thing I love about using watercolors and creating my own elements when I'm using a kit, is because I can create like, you know, my own unique layout, and it's not going to look like anybody else's because I'm adding my own touches. So I definitely encourage people to kind of like, when you have your kits, think outside the box and definitely create elements to go along with it, so that it just looks more your own. You know, you're not going to see anybody who has the exact same layout as you when you kind of create your own elements. And I decided to do kind of like a rainbow effect and use the colors that I have going throughout my layout. And then I had this chipboard Studio Calico heart in my stash that I decided to use on a piece of cork that's, I don't know if that's called scalloped or what, but I punched that out of some cork and decided to just put that on top of the rainbow effects because I wanted to keep it simple and really have the watercolors on that card be the star of the show, because I really love the way it came out. So I'm just using my Tombow, which basically will glue down anything. So once you put that on there, it's on there, it's not coming off. So I added that on there, and I just added just a tiny bit of pressure just to make sure it's really on there. But that dries very quickly. And then I had these rub-ons that also come from the kit this month, and they are super cute. Basically, it creates like a print type effect, like as if you ran it through your printer, but except you can do it at home, and it's really cool. You just use that little stick that comes with the rub-ons, and you just rub against it, and it makes it stick to it like a sticker, but it doesn't leave anything behind. It's really cool. And I just put "Love This" because I was wearing the ASU shirt that I really loved, and I got that just for the game, so I thought that would be fun to use. And now I'm just trying to put it back in the pocket without messing it up or anything like that. And on to my next card. This card, I knew I wanted to use that overlay that I had in my stash, and I was playing with the idea of using that blue wood grain, but I ended up using one of the printables that come in this month's kit as well. And those are designed by Danielle Young, I believe, and yeah, they're really cute and really versatile, and you can kind of manipulate and print as many as you want, so it's another great element. And they also give you the print and cut feature, like you can put them in your Cameo and cut out the labels and extras of anything like that as well, so it's really neat. I'm just attaching that to there and just making sure to line it up correctly, because sometimes if something's just slightly off, it'll just bother me. For that overlay, I'm just stapling that down with my tiny attacher. I like the way that staples look on it, so that doesn't bother me, but you could easily also put that down in another way. This is another label that also comes in the kit, and I really wanted to use that here to bring in like that kind of yellow orangey color that is on that circle heart that has a little, yeah, the circle, it has little hearts from the first card that I did. So I figured that would be a great way to just kind of bring that in. And then I just decided to add a little bit more watercolors just to make that card pop and kind of, you know, make it match with the rest of the colors I have going on that page, because it's like that pink magenta that comes in the kit anyway. And I just added just a tiny bit of splatters just because I love splatters. You can kind of never have enough splatters. And I just wiped it off the top of my label. Not that you'd really notice it, but whatever. And then I have this Wood Grain Alpha from Studio Calico I'm going to use, as well as this October Afternoon stamp set with all those millions of ampersands, which I love that set because I'm constantly using ampersands in my project life and all kinds of stuff, so I figured you can never really have enough. I fussy cut that and put some foam tape on that, and then I'm using those wood grains Studio Calico Alphas on the top of the card, and I also popped those up to make them look kind of wonky, because you guys know I like my wumps, my little wonky things. And I just really like the way those look. They look brown on camera, but like in person you can see that it is like a wood grain, so yeah. And then I decided to use some more of those Pink Fresh Studio enamels, and those are like the little, I guess they're kind of like chevrons, but I'm not sure if that's like the exact name, but I just wanted to add those on there because they're like the perfect color blue to go with this, and it kind of just emphasizes the adore you. And then I added some thread off camera and stapled it down, and then added a little foam heart that I had from my stash. So that card is done, and I thought that came out really cute. And now I'm just making basically my own stickers by writing some words down that I'm going to end up cutting up. I was originally going to use some Tim Holtz alphas that I had. Like they were like these little strips that were white with words. I'm sure you guys have seen them in the craft stores and stuff, but they didn't really have the words that I needed. It only had a few of the words. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna make my own. And you guys have seen me do this before in like one of my first project life spreads, maybe like my episode 3 or something. It's just a really easy way to create stickers if you don't have any, like little word stickers, and it's really fun. You can, you know, put watercolor over these, or even use your distress inks and just kind of make them look older too as well. I'm just cutting them down into strips, and I could have also used my typewriter, which I've used my typewriter before when I've done this, but I just wanted to use my own handwriting because I was being a bit lazy, and because sometimes I just like using my own handwriting, because at the end of the day, like project life, if you know your daughter or whatever's looking back at it, or your granddaughter later on in life, like I think it looks cool for you to use your own handwriting. So I thought that would be fun to do my own handwriting for that reason as well. And I'm propping these up with some foam tape, and I'm just cutting them down to make sure they fit properly. But as you guys know, since I don't really plan out my layouts ahead of time, a lot of times I end up changing my mind. Because in your head an idea can look one way and then end up going a whole different way. So I do end up putting all of these on foam on there, but I am going to end up basically taking them off and doing something differently because it just didn't look right to me. It looked a little too simple, and I don't know. Yeah. So I was like, I decided to use this Heidi Swap Color Shine arrow. It has like a resist on it, and you can put watercolors or inks on it, and you can see like the little lines in the background, and it resists, and they're really cute. And you guys have probably seen me use one of these before as well. They're just really awesome because you can customize them, and every once in a while I pull out something that I have from Heidi Swap and I really enjoy using it. You can also use the mist that she has designed to go with these as well, which I actually have her mist, but I wasn't trying to go for something that had a shine to it. I wanted more of like a matte look. And I just added like the colors I have going throughout my layout on this arrow, and it's already self-adhesive, so you know, it takes all the work out of it. But like I said, I am going to change this card because after I looked at it, I was like, a little too plain for me. So I added some white paint and I created some splatters. That's literally just acrylic cheap Americana white paint that I put on that card. And then I glued it down with some of my adhesive, and I created that little, I don't even know what that's called. It's like a little square ticket shape off camera, and I just lined it with some of the pink from the watercolor and then stapled it down. So that was pretty simple. I just needed to doll it up a little bit. You guys know me, I can't leave well enough alone. Then I had this stamp that I had from a previous Gossamer Blue kit, and I decided to just color that with some of the pink from the watercolor and add that to this photo because like I wanted to keep this photo pretty simple. I thought it was really cute and didn't need much, so I just lined that with some of that color all around it, and I wasn't trying to be too clean. I was alright if it got outside the lines. And then I just used my Freckled Fawn little paper clip, and then I just stapled that down with my mini stapler. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and enjoyed seeing me use the kit. Be sure to check out the website and the links below so you guys can pick this up. And thank you so much for watching, y'all. Bye!